And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, May 30th, 2020. Season 14, Episode 15. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ. Clap, clap.
Did I get in there? I don't even know if I was in the camera with it. I gotta see it in order to know where it happens. I'm all kind of flustered up here because my computer's not working. I am using my phone. It'll eventually, I hope it'll eventually, decide to work, but it ain't yet. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat. You can find us on Facebook, same place. You can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. We are streaming right now on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv, do a search for In-Game Chat. You will find us. You can watch us. We ain't much to look, well, speaking for myself, it ain't much to look at, but you can still watch.
What's that saying? Face made for
radio.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, it is. And a computer made for a dumpster.
Yeah, that thing served you 10 plus years, man.
It is. It's a 2009 unibody thing? I don't know. It's a 15-inch MacBook. It's 2009. It served its purpose. It served it well. It is still, in some chances, still serving that purpose. Really need you to work, buddy. Not today necessarily, but I really need you to work tomorrow, Monday. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we're streaming. Watch us, whatever. So anyway, that's going on. I've said this in a couple of different places, but seeing the launch, the Falcon 9 launch, I will never not get emotional in that, get goosebumps from that. I will never not get feeling from seeing that. And of course, the big part of it is the actual liftoff itself. And by the way, I have no idea who's in the chat room. I need to somehow set that up, but I have no idea who's in the chat room. We got a new computer in here, so I don't remember or log in for Twitch and all the other stuff. Is just not. It ain't working. It ain't working. For me. So,
you want to do a roll call right quick?
Well, just was going to say hello to everybody in there. I can't see that, and I can't see the conversation that's going on as well because I can't get in there to do any of this. I wish it would work. You piece of. Anyway, back to the launch. I mean, it even happens. So the liftoff itself, emotion, excitement, just a giddiness of science and to go on top of that, I love flying, and that goes into all aspects of flying. Just like I love animation, and that goes into all types of animation, computer animation or traditional animation or anything like that. And so to see that and to just watch it happen, I've never not felt. I think I lose a little bit of it when I see it taped, Like if I can't watch it live, and we used to TiVo back in the day because I'm old. You don't really say that anymore. You DVR'd it. Which, by the way, kids, TiVo is what DVR was before there was DVR. And then you go to VCR before that. No, I remember recording a lot of them because I was in school or I was at work or whatever the case. I couldn't watch them. Mm-hmm. And I would have to watch them afterwards. There's a little less of a whatever because you were, you'd already, you'd known that everything went fine. They're on their way. Everybody, but when you're in the moment watching it live with everybody else, even though you're alone, even though nobody else is with you, but you are there while so many people are watching this happen live. I don't know. It's emotional to me, and it gets to me, and I love it. And it's one of the things. And in fact, I need to up my Lego game to get the ISS that is currently available. I have the Saturn V rocket Lego thing that I need to put together. That my aunt/aunt got me for my birthday a couple years back, actually. Love it. And Lego has a whole space series, by the way.
Yeah, I think I've seen those. It is like a certain monuments and things like that, like a special black box and things like that. It was some type of structure they had.
Yeah, something like. Well, no. They've got series of all types.
Yeah, I think special architectures, space stations, things like that.
Right. Well, the space one is a little bit different. Or it's in its own category. It doesn't belong to the building type things, but it's a NASA type.
Okay.
Thing. All right. And they're doing different. The lunar module. They have a whole series for the women of NASA that they've done as well, and their latest is the ISS, the International Space Station, that they've done as well. So need to add that to the collection. But I will never not be moved and emotional and just overwhelmed with feeling in seeing the launch when we go to space. And
I see in the chat room, Sarah, Medusa's Mirror. How you doing, Sarah?
Oh man, Sarah was emotional.
She shares your sentiment on that one. Yeah.
Sarah was emotional, and I think that, and again, this goes back to the fact that you're witnessing it with everybody else. So and the last time we did anything was 2011. You'd have to do some quick. And again, if I had a stupid laptop here that I could use. If I had one here that I could make work, I do a quick Google to see, how not necessarily influential, but how prominent social media was at the time. Because I know in 2011 Twitter was around, not too much, but it was around. Facebook, I don't think was in the game of what it was at the time when we last. When
was Facebook? 2004?
No. Facebook was more like 2010 or 29, maybe, if that. I mean, you've got a computer. Check it.
I'm looking. I was looking up space launches.
Oh yeah.
For you.
Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get my. We're talking about technology here, and I'm trying to get my my laptop that's as old as the last shuttle launch to work again. I thought it was a battery issue. It is not a battery issue. It is just, hey, man, I'm old. Stop making me work for you. I can't do it anymore, man. It can't until it does. But and every now and again I get it to work, and then sometimes it doesn't. So, well, actually, I've never had it not work on me. Anyway, yeah, I saw Sarah, and that was one of the. Like I said, that's one of the issues, or one of the things of being there live, watching it happen, and knowing that everybody else is watching it with you, and to go on to Facebook and see the posts go from current events and what's being talked about, the coronavirus, the protests, the injustice, the all of that, and just for a moment, switches into awe and joy and, commonality, I suppose, where we're all, inspired by something amazing. So it was nice to see that, and you're in the middle of it, and the emotion just, it wells. It wells within you and becomes, it overwhelms you. And to see Sarah's Facebook post, and I don't necessarily know that she has it public. I don't think she does. Mm-hmm. But if you've seen Sarah on this show before, and if you'd like to watch Sarah cry, just nothing but pure joy. Mm-hmm. Check her out on her Facebook page. I have no idea what she's saying right now on Facebook. She was going to come down today and be on the show, but she wasn't. She woke up with a sore throat. She was going to stay there. I think we had talked about it, but I didn't even, I didn't even know it's been 2 weeks since we've been around, and so I didn't even know if I didn't know that we had made any kind of plans for her to come down. And it's fine. We don't ever have to. She could just show up whenever she wants to. Mm-hmm.
We'll make space. Hmm? We'll make space.
Well, yeah, good choice of words. Space. We don't need. We have space. What are you talking about? Make space. Mm-hmm. There's at least there's 2 empty microphones, mm-hmm. 2 empty chairs, and more spots. So yeah, no, she'd come in and pull up a chair. Mm-hmm. Is what we would tell her. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Just wanted to say that. I don't remember why or what got me off on that subject, but it was fantastic to watch. It was amazing to see. It'll yet be amazing again to see re-entry, because while it's dropping those 2 guys off, it's picking up 2 more to bring back, I believe. And
cycling out.
Yeah, of course. Hey,
you've been up here long enough.
Make a trade.
Yeah, come on home.
And so it'll be interesting to see the re-entry take place as well. That'll be another tense moment and another emotional moment that will happen whenever that comes around. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stop fiddling with this thing and go to the phones. Hi, you're on In-Game Chat. Who's this?
It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, there she is.
You big baby. Hey, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see the emotion in you like that, and because I know you had just worked recently with part of NASA.
Yeah, so I'm actually a solar system ambassador through JPL. So I am a volunteer through JPL. I do not have an official position at NASA.
Right.
They make sure we say that. But
go around tell people you work for us.
But basically, I'm a volunteer community educator on NASA programs and space in general. So I am happy to go toe-to-toe with Lethal Migraine in the chat on why space is important.
I have no idea what he's saying, and maybe it's for the best right now that I don't, because I'm trying to get my laptop to work again. But yeah,
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, don't ruin my weekend. Especially
no, he's saying we should address stuff at home. But
well, no, we are addressing stuff at home. That's what's interesting about this, is that it's private. It's the private sector that's doing this.
The SpaceX launch is fascinating. And I got to go to an event that NASA put on for the Artemis program, which is what's going to send humans back to the moon.
Right. I just my microphone, sorry.
And they were talking about, partnering with international partners and commercial partners and sort of splitting the costs and things like that. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it is, and it's exciting to see what's going to happen and what's going to come. I hope within my lifetime I see it. I hope within my lifetime I am able to at least visit space. Maybe not go to the moon.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I have a savings account that is my eventual ticket on Virgin Galactic or SpaceX or whatever it is to just hit near Earth orbit. I'll take it.
Nope, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand that, and yeah, that's something. And something I look forward to as well. So yeah, it was great to see you. It was great to see you emotional. It was great to see you enjoy it. It was great to see you take it in and just be completely, it makes us kids again.
Yeah.
It really
definitely.
does. So, what's going on? So what's been happening in your life other than all of that?
I have been social isolating, which means I have gotten in a lot of video games.
I thought you were going to get in a lot of, is it crochet? What do you do?
I knit, I crochet, I make jewelry, I do all of that. I've mostly been making
crafty.
masks.
Let's just say crafty.
Yep.
Yeah.
I make masks in between video games, and I've been streaming for work. I'm a children's librarian for my day job, so
Right.
I've been doing a lot of picture book story streams and stuff like that for the kids.
Now, if I can remember back 2 weeks ago, and this will be more fun for Lethal Migraine. You said you had some words about Destiny, I believe. Have you been playing?
I did. So I have been playing Destiny. This is the first season that I have actually progressed all the way to level 100 in the seasonal rank.
I'm working on that. I'm currently at 94.
Wow, I actually am ahead of you on.
Oh yeah, you are, because I totally
the one and only time.
I know I totally let the ball drop on this season, and did not get. I was doing a lot at the house, but I totally let the ball drop this season, and I am now trying to make up for it so that I at least want to hit 100 before the end of the season.
Yeah, this is the first time I've hit 100 because the season started shortly before I went into lockdown. So, but the Seraph Tower event, which I've never seen them fix something so fast. When that came out on Tuesday, and we were all just going, "This is not going to happen."
Oh yeah,
and then they patched it by Thursday.
Which I know every time this happens, it leads you to believe okay, then why does it take? Oh, what's the other one? Okay, so they did a quick fix on that, right? Mm-hmm. But we had to wait I don't know how many days in order to get into the bunker during the rest of the quest.
Yeah, but that at least they.
I mean, I'm not a developer, so I can't really. I shouldn't say anything.
I have been assuming they set it up to be a 3-week-long event.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to do all the Earth ones, then all the Moon ones, then all the Io ones. Then you get into the bunker and you get your shotgun.
Right. I like the shotgun, by the way.
Yeah, I do too.
In some instances, in some others, I'm like, ooh, this thing fires slow.
I use the fastest shotguns in the game, so it is like cold molasses for me, but it's still neat.
Yeah. But yeah, I understand. I'm not a developer, so I understand they had a plan for it. That plan backfired on them. They're still considered an indie developer.
Yeah, and I also assumed that a lot of focus shifted once they had to be significantly more distributed during all of this. So
that's true.
Bob, who was supposed to be running some numbers to adjust that before it went live, had other things on his mind.
Right. No. That's another thought too. Is that everybody from there is working from home, I guess as best they can, and how they can. So, which also brings up the fact that we got a brand new season starting. Not this reset, but next one, right? Not the one coming up Tuesday, but the one following Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that'll be interesting to see how they handle that, because I know the updates that they put out, the one especially for this week, was a big bag of nothing.
Yeah, well, because this was supposed to be ending the shotgun quest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm curious what's going to spill over into next season with the Almighty and that kind of thing. To answer a quick chat room question, yes, Sam O'Brien schools still have libraries, although they're often called media resource centers now.
Media resource centers.
Yeah, we're a library because all I have is books, but a lot of schools have lots of electronics and maker spaces, and it's super awesome.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with the Almighty and the encroaching ships that we're all kind of assuming are going to wipe out Titan.
Right.
But,
staring at the sun, watching
Yeah.
watching it come through. Hey, did you happen to listen to the replay I used last week? It was the you probably didn't, but it was the D&D episode that we did.
oh no!
Yeah, from way back when. Way
I
back
was
when.
actually thinking about that because I yelled into the microphone. In
Yeah.
that episode.
No, we did that one.
Oh,
I did a replay of that one. I had to do some editing on it because we did that commercial free whenever we ran that, and I couldn't run commercial free on this one. So, yeah, I had to do some editing on it. But that's the one we ran. I thought you would enjoy that because I know your
That is
D&D
awesome.
session is just your season of D&D is just ended, I believe.
Yes, one of my 2 games wrapped. It was 3.5 years long.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's why I'm finally free on Saturdays again.
wow!
And then my second game, which I've been in for 2.5 years, but it's been running for 5, is wrapping sometime in the next month, we think.
Right. And so Destiny you've been playing and you've already gotten up to 100 on this and I don't know, have you been able to achieve anything else in Destiny that you normally don't get to because of everything?
I finished out the Iron Banner quest, which is the first time since they switched over to that model. I think the last time I tried it, I had some very rude things to say about scout rifles.
Yeah, did you get your bow?
I did.
Nice.
So I think I now have all of the bows in the game.
I believe I do as well. Which there aren't many. Something they should look at.
Yeah. But I between Wishender, Le Monarch, and Leviathan, I have all my bases covered. But yeah, so I finished that out.
Oh, you know what you don't have? You know, there's a bow you don't have.
Oh, what is it? Is it a raid?
No, it's not a raid. It was from, well, you may have it if you put in the time. It's the one you get from Gambit.
Yeah, I just got that. That's
Hush?
Hush.
Yeah.
No,
Is it Hush?
but yes, I just finished that up.
Or is it Lullaby?
I think it's Lullaby.
Maybe it's Lullaby.
I think Hush is legendary.
Yeah. It must be Lullaby because that's the one I'm still working on.
Yeah, I finally finished that up about 3 weeks ago.
See, yeah, you've had all this stuff. And I'm still coming into work, so I haven't had the time to really grind as I normally would in that situation. If I was the other job that I had before this was in the movie theater, and
Right.
I totally would have been home, like, all right, whatever, playing the games, but yeah, not on this one, but.
Yeah, my run of video game freedom ends on Monday. So
it's back on
we
Monday.
go back to school. Yep.
Well, hey, you got a lot in. You got a lot done.
I did, and I played like 7 other games too.
I was about to say, what else
This
did you
is
get
all
in other than Destiny? What else did you get in on? What'd you play?
Vermintide 2, some Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, of course. Have to play my Ewok.
That's we're getting that free for PlayStation Plus this coming month.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
I heard horrible things about that.
I really enjoyed it up until the very end, and then it was like, wait, you want me to do what? No, that's just annoying.
That's the worst part. That's the worst time for you to not enjoy a game because of the investment that you put in.
Yep.
That's the worst time to come in at the end and say, I don't know, I'm not liking this. However, those first 20 hours I wasted and put into this thing were great. The payoff, horrible. That's the worst time to feel like a game has let you down, and it's happened more than I'd like to admit to me.
Fortunately, it was the very last fight, so I just the friend I was playing with and we were just like, yeah, we'll just YouTube what the finale is, and we can move on. I don't need to spend like
let's go watch.
The time
oh
grinding
man,
through this one fight.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best things about the advancement of technology today is the fact that YouTube exists, and I can go. This used to be a thing. This goes back to the shuttle launches. I had a TiVo or VCR. Even if you go back further than that, and you would tape all that stuff. and save it because you're thinking, this is it. This is the only way I'm going to be able to see this. I remember I taped almost, and I don't know where those tapes are now because I wouldn't be able to play them and find out. But I want to say I taped almost every single episode Saturday morning of the Fox X-Men animated series.
Uh-huh.
And so that I could have it because it was one of the big first comic book things that was on. I think it predates the animated series of Batman. Well, no, I don't think it does because animated series of Batman would have been 89. And I think Fox's X-Men would have probably been 91 or 2. Are you looking?
92.
92? Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. But anyway, it was still cool. It was still good, and I was really enjoying it. And I wanted to tape it, and so I was taping it. And that's it. You just thought that was it. That's the only way I'm ever going to get to watch this stuff again is to tape it. And now it's like, which shuttle launch do I want to go watch? I can just go to the internet and find it.
As a side note, as a solar system ambassador, I get access to like all this awesome stuff to do research for my presentations, and it is amazing.
Nice.
I have so many NASA videos on tap. I mean, not that most people can't get them these days because it's freely available.
I was going to say, I think they opened up their archives to that stuff.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's awesome.
It is. And so, yeah, that's one of the better things. So now when I'm like, you know what, I'm never going to get around to playing this game, go online, watch a walkthrough if you want to, or just go like, give me the best parts. And again, that's there for you. Mm-hmm. It's all there in any way you want to take it in. So
the
good.
Mass Effect 3 endings were the first time I really did that with a video game because like I wasn't going to play out.
Yeah, because you did one. You're not going to go back through and do all of that to get to something else. Yeah, I understand. What else? So you played Vermintide and Youngblood. What else?
Journey to the Savage Planet.
Right.
That was pretty fun. And then Remnant from the Ashes.
Ah, yes.
I'm maybe getting that a little bit wrong, but
no, I think you're right because I've used that for music in one of the shows. I don't know when, but I did use it because it just recently released. I think.
I think it was our last show you did that.
No, the last show was I was using
for the one before it then.
Synth pop type stuff.
For the one before it then.
Yeah. It must have been the one before. Because this week I've got some new releases. Not there's a couple out there, but it's some, not many. So I don't know if this is going to work at all. Well, good. And when do you think you're going to come back and join us on the show sometime? You want to try for next week, or do you rather not say, or what's going on?
Probably not next week because we're navigating how to do school in the time of COVID.
No, understandable.
It's interesting. So I'll probably be wiped by Saturday, but probably next few weeks.
Yeah, wasn't
depending
there
on how that all goes?
And since you're up there in Birmingham, I would guess. Normally, I think there's some conventions that would normally be around this time, and I'm trying to remember them.
Magic City Con would be going either just have gone or coming up soon. Obviously, they've canceled.
There's another one that takes place in Birmingham, though. I thought Momo is it? It's not MomoCon.
It's not MomoCon. That's
Comic-Con?
Atlanta.
No.
Yeah, there's
another
Comic-Con.
one.
There's Comic-Con. That's in January usually.
Yeah, and then there's a gaming-centric one that I can't remember the name of that takes place at like a 4-H camp.
Yeah, and those have all been canceled, I assume.
Yeah. Right. So far, the only convention that I track that has not officially canceled yet is Dragon Con.
I was wondering. That was my next question: has Dragon Con canceled?
Not yet.
Nor has PAX.
I thought PAX did.
No.
Finally.
They have not.
Okay.
They issued a statement saying
San Diego did.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con did. But PAX issued a statement saying we have not canceled yet. Everything is still on plan, blah, blah, blah. I think they were just issuing that because they have a lot riding onto it, and they're waiting for the city to cancel them so that they can collect the insurance. And Dragon Con may be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But then again, the way Atlanta has opened up so much, I don't necessarily know that the city would be like, nah, man, you can have it. Which would then put them in a position of like, we ain't gonna get a lot of people coming here. Vendors, that sort of thing. We're gonna have to punt.
They have officially canceled the parade. The city said that they would not give a permit for the parade. That was too dangerous. But
that's strange. The parade's too dangerous. But no, you can have how many thousands of people attend DragonCon?
Well, keep in mind the parade also involves a bunch of people that just come in for the day to see the parade, in addition to people who have paid the money for DragonCon.
Ah, I got you. Okay, see, it's been a while for me.
Everybody who's in town for the football games generally comes out too.
That's true. When the last time I went to DragonCon, they did not have a parade. DragonCon was not big enough for a parade. DragonCon wasn't even big enough for multiple hotels.
Yeah.
The last time I went.
I started going in the era of the 3 hotels. So we had the Hyatt, the Marriott, and the Hilton when I started.
I was 94, maybe? 90, 95, 94, somewhere around there. Maybe even earlier than that. Was the last time that I went. So, no, they haven't canceled. They haven't canceled PAX. I have no plans to attend, even if they come out and say that, look, we're gonna keep it going. Although Microsoft has said that they will not attend. They haven't necessarily said that they will not attend PAX. What they have said is they will not be attending any sort of gatherings for any. Yeah, they won't be doing any industry events. Mm-hmm. I'd imagine. I think Sony may have put out a statement like that as well, which is a hell of a time to do it because they're all putting out new consoles. It'd be great to kind of get it out there, you know.
Well, a lot of places are doing virtual events.
Yeah,
like the Nebulas are this weekend, and they are all virtual. They're still doing panels. They're still doing the awards presentation. You're just Skyping in. So, not having people in the theater when you do your presentation doesn't mean you can't do your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ideal, but, something could still happen.
Yeah, one of the best parts of going to things like E3 and going to things like PAX during a new console year was seeing the mock-ups or seeing the consoles themselves. Kind of, obviously behind glass. Normally, though, they would have a controller out for you. Of course, that's bad right now, too. They'd normally have a controller out there for you to be like, here's what the controller is like. Although Microsoft rarely ever changes their controller, their thing. Sony apparently has changed a little bit of their controller thing, so it'd be interesting to get some hands-on with that. So, yeah. Well, we got to run. Do you want to hang on through the break, or because I don't think my laptop's going to come back to life apparently, and I've got some. What do I have to talk about? I have, and I should have linked you to this. I don't know. There's plenty to talk about here. You're more than welcome to hang around. If you got to run, you can run. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you'd like to do.
No, I'm good. I'll hang.
Okay, cool. We're gonna have Sarah hold here, and when we come back, we'll go back to her. Whatever. Can't get the thing working. I'll try during the break. What do we have here? Again, some music from games that kind of released. I thought that Minecraft Dungeons was already available. It apparently just released this week from what I'm seeing here. So I got the menu music from that. It is not done by Gareth Coker, who we've had on the show before. He did some Minecraft music. I think it was for Minecraft Adventures. This is Minecraft Dungeons, and we'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music from... Anything? Any idea? I don't expect you to know it, but...
No.
This was called the Soul Chamber. It's from MK11 Aftermath. Have you picked up the
No.
DLC, the Aftermath DLC?
No.
Okay. Well, then never mind.
Besides, Mortal Kombat never got me for its music anyway.
Oh, God, no. Well, I take that back. That first game...
Okay, since the first game, then, yeah.
I would go
I'll
back
give
to
you
that first game just because of that, you know, whatever that was.
Yeah, at the time it had a lot of shock value in there, so I guess the soundtrack would stick there. But
I'm just
the
saying,
sequels afterwards,
yeah,
no, not so much.
How much time I put into that first machine, you know?
Yeah.
You got to go way back, but
93?
Yeah,
93, I think. Yeah.
There was a the Walmart that is in Prattville right now used to not be there. It used to be where the bowling alley actually is. No, I'm sorry, not where the bowling alley actually is. What's next to the bowling alley? The place next to the bowling alley, kind of near where Retro Gaming Planet is.
Okay.
That's where the Walmart used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I would go there, they had an MK machine.
I'm sorry, 92.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I would watch these guys play it, and sometimes I would play it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stay there because my mother would go shopping, or she would go because the grocery store was next door. So she would go grocery shopping, and I would not hang around with her.
Mm-hmm.
I would go over to Walmart there, and it was just in the it was kind of not inside Walmart, but outside,
in the
but
lobby.
still covered.
In the lobby, or just
there was like a glass enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
So like you entered into this glass enclosure first.
Yeah.
And then you entered into the building.
Yeah.
You entered in from the sides, then you entered front.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the glass enclosure was like the place where you could ride the pony, or you could put your money in and twist and get some gum or something like that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And that was where the arcade machines, some of them would be. Usually there was only ever like two that were back to back on one side, and then either one or two that was back to back on the other side.
Yeah.
And so that's where I would get my Mortal Kombat fix.
Walmart's source of gaming memories. Walmart was the first place I got to play Afterburner Climax, because it was the only place in town that ever had that thing, and then it was like gone in like 3 weeks. So when it came out on PlayStation 3 for a pickup, I immediately picked that thing up.
I miss arcades, and I know that they still exist in ways.
They do, but
like they exist in ways like Dave and Buster's exists, and that's okay. It's okay, but mostly of what a Dave and Buster's is, or a GameWorks, if you want to talk about Seattle, and we'll bring Sarah back in on this. It's mostly redemption games. It's mostly there for you to keep putting in money so you can get tickets, so that you can eventually get what you want on the wall over there. And if you get close enough to something you want but don't have the tickets, they expect you to, I just need, 150 more tickets and I can get that thing up there. So let me go put in more money and play the redemption games. Although there was a redemption game, and I don't know where it was, that I locked into on the technique, and I racked up.
It's like pinball. You get a pattern and you know where to go. So you got it.
I know, and I can't remember which one it was, but man.
Was it a Dave & Buster's or a place like that?
It was...
Round one?
No, it was in Atlanta. I want to say it was Dave & Buster's. Yeah.
Okay. Because the only one I've been to was Round One in Atlanta, which is pretty good. A lot of good stuff out there. But
I've never been to that one. I don't even know where that one is.
It's near. They're putting a new one near the Cumberland Mall. So that's where we would have gone if not for the.
I can't remember the redemption. If I saw the redemption game, I would know. I'd be able to tell you, like, oh yeah, that's the one. And it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It ran out of tickets. They had to come in and put.
Wow.
They had to refill the tickets.
Good job.
And then it kept spitting out more.
Yep.
And I eventually stopped, and I think I eventually stopped. See, what Dave & Buster's does now is, like, you can redeem your tickets. They can take your ticket count and put it on a card.
Yeah. Everything's done by card now, yeah.
This was not the case when I was going ham on this redemption game. I can't remember what it was.
You had a handful of cardboard that thing, didn't you?
Oh, my God. Just, you feel like a tyrant who's got his, like, I own, it's how you measure your wealth inside of an arcade is how many tickets is he holding in his hand? Oh, he's got more than me. I must bow to his majesty. And I must not make direct eye contact or he will smite me. But when you have like a ton, you look at somebody else who's got a bunch in their hands, you size them up and you're like, I got more than him. I'll just walk on by and show off. But I think eventually, because you couldn't put them on a card.
Yeah.
And the best shot I had, I was like, I don't know when I'm coming back to a Dave & Buster's in Atlanta. Alabama doesn't have one.
Right.
At that time. So, I found some kid and the kid was too young, so I wasn't going to walk up to the kid and be like, here you go, have some. I found the parents. And I'm like, look, I don't want these. We got to go here. Get him whatever he wants. Get him something cool. I got what I wanted, which, I mean, there wasn't much, and I still don't think there's much.
Yeah.
You can get like a Roomba now.
Oh, no, you can get some serious stuff if you...
What?
Yeah, but we went to round one last time we went from AWA. He's into the Gundam models for anime, right? And there was like 2 there that he really wanted to pick up
for like 30,000 tickets.
Yeah, but he was gearing up for that. But he had a mission. He was a man on a mission. So he wanted to get that thing.
No. I understand it. I completely understand it. I didn't know I was going to come back, and so I got what I wanted off of those. But there was nothing else up there. There was nothing else that was like, I think it was a ball or something. I was like, I don't want a ball. I got what I walked away with was a Batman plush, a Superman plush, and I think some more Batman Superman stuff.
Okay,
and was like, okay, done. Here you go.
Yeah,
and was like, gave it to the kid, and they could go off and do their own thing.
Good to go.
Anyway, Sarah, welcome back. Sorry, just going off on a tangent there.
When we get nostalgic, you know how it goes.
It's all good. There was somebody I worked with at the crisis center when I was there, who had 1 million Dave & Buster tickets.
Literally 1 million.
She didn't really know what she was going to do with them. She just wanted to get to that number.
I'll tell you something that I do have. I still have. It's in a cup at home, and it is tickets, but it's to Diamond Gems.
I think I got some of their tokens in a can.
I don't have any tokens.
I got some tokens. It was hard to keep up with because my dad golfs, and apparently those make the perfect ball spotters. We was at Lagoon Park, so somewhere at Lagoon Park now, there's probably Diamond Gem tokens all over the course.
Yeah. And for those who don't know what Diamond, I don't know that necessarily Diamond Gems was a national thing, but it was an arcade. It was a local arcade in what is now an abandoned mall here in town.
Yeah.
And you go there.
The one to Eastdale's the one at Eastdale's. Yeah.
And to just,
I'm sorry, I should have thought about that.
And to stay, what?
The way
Aladdin's Castle?
How Aladdin's
It's
Castle
not called Aladdin's Castle.
I know it's not
anymore,
Aladdin's Castle, but I remember what used to be there, and then I see what's there now, and I'm like, just
It's more like Al's Castle.
It ain't even a castle. Aladdin's moat.
I know, right? No. It's not a castle. Welcome to my cardboard box.
Yep. There you go. It was like
Al's cardboard box.
Yeah, it was like
Come in.
It used to be an arcade full of competitive titles and things that
we had. It was a regular
old arcade, good times.
Yeah.
Then the last time I walked by it was like 2 bouncy castles and 8 HD screens with Fortnite on it, and man, I couldn't.
It's
gone.
Stand it. It's gone. Now, Diamond Gems was, to stay on the nostalgia track, Diamond Gems was the first place I saw Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, same here.
The first place I saw, what was that one that was trying to be Mortal Kombat, but they used Primal Instinct?
Primal Rage?
Primal Rage.
The one with dinosaurs?
Yeah. There was Primal Rage. Was the first place I saw that. It's the first place I played a game called Narc.
Narc?
Yeah.
I remember Narc.
First place.
Yeah, first time I saw the Japanese competitive Street Fighter setup. The 2 terminals sitting outside. You could.
The ones outside. Yeah.
You sit on that.
There was that's where I saw NBA Jam. But to get even more experimental, that was the first place that I ever tried VR. Because for about a week or 2 weeks, maybe even less than that, they had a VR setup. They had somebody there where you could put on a VR helmet, get into this ring-looking thing, and you wore this heavy VR helmet.
Yeah.
and it was very Lawnmower Man-ish. It was very rudimentary. Basically, it was just you being able to look around, free look, and have a screen in front of your face. It's not like the VR that we have now. And Diamond Gems is the first place that I ever saw the Sega hologram game, which
Time Traveler.
Time Traveler, yes.
Yeah, that had the cowboy
Yep.
misplaced in time, trying to get back to it. But yeah, I remember playing that. I screwed up a lot.
It was also the first place I played Trog and fell in love with the game, which is basically a Pac-Man clone.
Okay, yeah, I got that emulated, man. I had to get that one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanna move over, because if you go over to Aladdin's Castle, that would have been the first place that I saw the Konami generation, which would have been the Simpsons 4-player game, the X-Men 8-player 4-player game, the
Turtles.
The Ninja Turtles 4-player game. That was the first place I saw all of those. Was over there at.
I want to say Aliens versus Predator was at that location, because that was one of my favorite side-scrolling Me Against the World fighter type games.
That was also the place that I saw for the first time a bunch of like Time Crisis, basically the
Time Crisis, Namco,
the gun games,
that
would be there. House of the Dead, yeah.
One of the best things I did was get through that on one credit. Try to do that. That was what you try to do. Get through on one credit. Just memorize it all the way through.
Pinball would have been the first place. That's not exactly where I first played pinball, but that's where I played a lot of machines for the first time. Was at Aladdin's Castle, not at Diamond Gems. Diamond Gems was not known to have a lot of pinball. Maybe one table. Aladdin's had 2, sometimes 3 tables at their arcade. So,
booth games is, I think. Was Aladdin's Castle.
Another booth game was Aladdin's Castle. Your
Dragon
afterburners, like you just said, and stuff that you sit in and it would kind of move and shake on you. Because Diamond Gems was not a big space.
No, it wasn't. Didn't have a lot of room in there.
Yeah, so mostly just machines.
Aladdin's Castle, I think they had it was a Sega title. I think it was the big apparatus that you sit down in. I want to say it was Galaxy Force. It was this big game you had to sit in.
First time I saw Star Wars Pod Racer there, where they had that big setup there.
I think it was Aladdin's Castle, yeah. Top Skater.
That
was the skateboarding game. He'd run through the park or the half pipe in that one. That had a big, huge setup in there as well. Yeah,
I got my laptop back working, everybody. So I'm trying to get back into the chat room after I stop waxing nostalgic here.
Yeah. Hey, look, good times, man. It was a good time.
It was
good to reminisce. Now we got emulators. We can play those all we want.
It's like watching a launch after the fact. You need to be there to experience that. You need to be there to watch. It's another thing. You get to watch somebody else play and be like, that's how you get through that. Or look at him with his talent to be able to do that, you know? Because that's what we had at the time. If I wanted to know how to do a fatality in Mortal Kombat, I had to watch somebody do it.
I had to sit back and wait.
And then ask them after they got done. It's like, wait, how does that one do?
Was the first one you found the same as ours? Scorpions?
I can't remember.
Yeah, Scorpions was the first one we found at our location when we played Mortal Kombat.
It easily,
was so easy.
I mean, it was very easy. Down, up, up.
Whole block hit up.
Whole block hit
whole
up.
Block hit up.
That's
you sit there and jump all day if you did it. So
that's
whole block hit up, and there you go. At the right distance. Got to get the right distance in space.
Man, nostalgia. I don't know where I was going with that.
What?
Talking about all that stuff. I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was going with my thought now. I'm still trying to get logged in here to get back into the room and to talk to everybody.
So
and everything
fatalities threw you off.
Yeah, I guess because I didn't know where we were going. But again, it kind of. Well, you said the emulator stuff, and I was like, no, man, it's that feel of being in an arcade.
But
I like playing it. Trust me, I like playing at home.
Yeah, I'm still playing Trog on emulator, man. It's good times.
But I can't play. I mean, the best thing that I ever got out of arcades was playing pinball. I can't play pinball almost anywhere anymore. Because I can't emulate pinball.
No,
I can. I mean, I can play the digital tables.
Yeah, digital tables. Yeah, that's all you got.
But I can't emulate it in the way that there are emulators for pinball. I know this. There are people who take old machines, gut them, and put in TV screens where the playfield would be, and they've been able to emulate the tables themselves.
Yeah.
I know it can be done, but that's the way you play them. It doesn't translate into your computer if you're just playing on a monitor. sitting down with a controller or whatever you may be doing.
Yeah, I get it.
It translates into a table.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I wish I could do that.
But the physics aren't the same, is it?
Of course not.
No.
Of course not. And they never will be. So
No, it won't.
finally made it back into the chat room.
That slight nudge to the left side of the table at that right spot to get that to get that angle you want.
Exactly. Oh man, and then just discovering new tables, because that was the other thing, was to like you do with that's fine. Like you did with Mortal Kombat, experimenting and fighting and playing and that sort of thing. I would do with pinball machines is hey, what happens when I get all of these things lit and then I go up the ramp to get the jackpot? Yeah. What happens when I open the door over there that's only open for about 15 seconds and I got to get the ball through it? What happens when that happens? When there's a multi-ball, how many multi-balls does it give me? All this stuff. So it was more of, just trying to figure out the table, trying to discover the table, which is another reason that I enjoy going to Seattle so much, is because there's, there's pinball there. There's a ton of pinball in Seattle.
Scott, have you been to the pinball place in Chattanooga?
I want to say Chattanooga, Tennessee. No.
Okay.
No.
I was up there for a convention at the beginning of the year, and I just happened to walk past it on my way to lunch.
You just happened.
I took a picture. I'll find it and send it to you.
Please do. Please. Oh, look.
Is it the Classic Arcade Pinball Museum, Pinball Company, or Choo Choo Arcades?
I think the museum, maybe.
Classic Arcade Pinball Museum in Chattanooga?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
It's like right downtown.
409 Broad Street?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
No, I've never been.
Yeah, near Coolidge Park.
Yeah,
never
I think so.
been.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Classic Arcade Pinball Museum. Yeah.
Finally, okay, so I'm back in the chat room. Hi, everybody. Hi, Duke. Hi, Bama. Hey, C. Wraith. Appreciate you guys being in there.
Thanks
Sorry.
for joining us.
Right?
Yep.
What? Already an hour into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a quick little rundown here. Medusa's Mirror, who's on the phone with us right now. AC Wraith, another TV viewer. A10, Bama Bryan, Casket Sharp. Great name. Commander Root, Trunk Degenerates, Duke Frucom, Fubu Plays at Lethal Migraine. Red Chaos 6. That's a great name, too. Rythskus. Stephen Van Dam, Thar66, Universe, and Zalonkros, if I'm probably screwing that name up. But, hey, thanks, everybody, for coming in. Sarah, we didn't get to talk to you much. And I'm getting a lot of phone calls here. Okay. Well, Sarah, have a great one. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk to you too much, but, feel free, call back, come back anytime you want to.
Awesome. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care, Sarah.
Bye.
This is probably Chris. Hey, you're on In-Game Chat. Who's this?
It's me again. I was out in town and all, and I was waiting on hold for 18 minutes, so I just decided to call you back.
I'm so sorry, man. When we came back, we got off on a I apologize so bad.
Don't worry. That's why I wanted to talk to you about the good old memories that you and RJ and y'all were talking about and everything with Sarah about the arcades and stuff. And I'll go over what I was playing earlier, been recently, but one of my old favorites in the arcade was the Aliens arcade machine.
I don't remember that.
Was that the side scroller?
Yeah, the side scroller, shoot 'em up side scroller, where you got the power loader armor that you could get.
Yeah, I think there was like a side scrolling game. You had one button that shot high, and the other one shot low, and you could get the power loader going through there. And sometimes you go left to right, and then sometimes you'd have boss battles where you were on the bottom of the screen, the boss at the top, you face upward and start shooting like a vertical shoot 'em up. I remember that game. It was pretty had a lot of difficult spots in there, really, but it was really good overall.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think there's several like Aliens, and then there's Aliens versus Predator. But this is like the old ones from like the early '90s, where it was 2-player and you could get flamethrowers and different weapons and stuff. And at the end, you fought the Queen Alien on the spaceship in the power loader armor. So I think there may have been several different ones, but this is one like the first generation, like in '88, '89, maybe the early 90s, real early.
Yeah.
From what I remember, but of course it's been years since I've ever went to an arcade like that. There's a lot of good memories, but they're going to never be the same when you walk by the stores now, huh?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even walk by Diamond Gyms anymore. The mall's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one we were talking about is from Konami. Konami, I think Konami made that one.
I mean, the last time I was in Eastdale was probably when I was working there at the theater before they shut it down. So, and by the way, the theater that I worked in, we had very few arcade games in there, but we made sure to have pinball tables in there. We had at least 2.
Yeah.
And that was another place that I got to play pinball, which is weird. You put a pinball machine in the movie theater lobby. That's a lot of space in a movie theater lobby. It's also a lot of noise in a movie theater lobby.
Yeah.
So
I think the pinball games more than arcades if they had a good selection of pinball.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's you're speaking my language anyway. I know other people who would rather have arcade machines in there as well. So, what else? What have you been playing? What's going on, Chris?
Well, I got the new remake of Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch a few days ago on Friday or yesterday. Been playing it, and then last week when y'all were gone, I got the Maneater on PlayStation 4. That one is fun. That's the shark role-playing game that they just came out here with.
I've got music from that game coming up.
Yeah, if you're like the way it looks and it has that, I've been enjoying it. I love jumping out of the sea and everything and grabbing humans off the beach and swimming down and taking them underneath the ocean and then swimming back up, jumping way up in the air, doing a breach and then slapping them with your tail and then flinging them, right back at the beach with everybody else.
Yeah, I think one of the things that made it stand out is that how unique it is. I mean, how many I couldn't think of any shark simulators made out there.
Best we ever got was Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a shark simulator.
No.
But that was nowhere near what that was. I think there was a Jaws game back on the NES days, but it was horrible.
I think there's one on PlayStation 2 that looks similar to it, but this one was right up my alley, and it's real fun.
Yeah, Fubil Plays It says that Maneater is a good chill game, but the gameplay loop is shallow. Nice water reference there for your thing there. But I had heard stuff like that. I had heard that the reviews weren't the best for that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still interested.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
What else? Anything else you played?
Oh, nothing else. But of course, news about the radio station now. Of course, people locally around here would know what we're talking about. But I did some business with Don Duncan since they're a sponsor now and had service done to my vehicle and stuff. So I gave them some business today.
Oh, wonderful.
That's pretty much it. So,
well, we appreciate you doing that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's nice to have them in Millbrook now, isn't it?
I haven't been over there to Millbrook. See, here's the weird thing, and this is while I live in Prattville, I spend so much time in Montgomery that I think most of my stuff needs to be moved to Montgomery. In that I need my doctor to be in Montgomery because it's easier to get to that way. I need my bank, and I need my where I take my car to get it fixed because I'm already here. So I think I need to move all of my stuff out of Prattville into Montgomery because it's where I'm at most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I go to get my car worked on, I just take it over there to their Madison location. Whenever that comes up. So, man, we appreciate you calling. I'm sorry. I know you were on hold for so very long, but we're 9 minutes after the top of the hour. I've got to take this break. So,
all right, y'all have a good afternoon. And sometime down the road, if I could come in, I remember telling you about that Laserdisc game system.
Right? Yeah.
I got another one in that's even rarer. It's one that was made by NEC instead of Pioneer that only came out in Japan, and I found one with the original box and everything, remote and everything, and they made a special PC Engine game pack that was branded NEC instead that came with it too. I paid a good bit for it, but it's very, very rare. And the guy that sold it to me on eBay sent the pack off to be restored by a professional and have the capacitors replaced, so it'll be good for another 30, 40 years, down the road, and it's back in its spot sitting. But it's fully functional.
Mm-hmm. Okay. From NEC.
It's one that was made by NEC, like a clone system, like the different companies that made clone consoles. It was made by the NEC company, which was the ones that made the TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine way back in the days. It's from that company that made that.
Okay.
So it has their branding on it. They made it instead of Pioneer, but it's pretty much exactly the same.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, I took a look at that Alien thing. I don't remember it at all.
I remember that one.
I do not remember that at all.
I pumped a lot of quarters in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fun one. You probably would have enjoyed way back in the day if you ever did play it, Scott. But that one and there's tons of other ones that we used to play. Of course, RJ's buddy Mason was all into the fighting games like always. But no, we always had fun with different ones.
Yep.
Well, Chris, thanks for calling, man. We got to run. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's cool. Well, y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you later.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
Take care now.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more. I'll jump into the news. I got everything. The laptop's working, and I'll just run through the news as fast as I can. Music here from the wonderful 101 because it got a remaster, I believe, this past week. This is called Table's Turn. We'll be back with more in-game chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Gwent. It's the card game from Witcher 3.
Oh.
That apparently just got a release on, I don't know, Switch or PC or something like that. I don't know. Is it true, like, just the card game itself? Mm-hmm. So, welcome back to the show here. We're going to make this segment kind of quick because we are kind of behind or we just need to catch up on time. So I'm going to do some of the quick hits here. Of what we got going on. There was this goes back 2 weeks. Did you watch that Ghost of Tsushima gameplay?
I saw a little bit of it,
yeah. Neat, nice. I'm worried it's going to fall into a. It looked really great, and I liked some of the ideas that they had, but I was also thinking, oh God, how many times am I just going to be going into a village, getting rid of the bad guys, moving on to the next village, getting rid of the bad, I was, the repetitiveness of something like that. And I'm sure there's more to it than just that. They didn't show off much. I think it was like 18 minutes or something like that. But but I'm curious if it throws in some more variety. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. But again, that was 2 weeks ago. I haven't revisited that. They're releasing a Mafia
compilation.
Yeah, Mafia 2, Mafia 3.
1, 2, and 3, yeah.
Whereas 2 and 3 will be definitive editions, and they're redoing 2. They're like doing an upgrade on 2, and they're doing a massive upgrade on Mafia, the first one. Mm-hmm. They're doing a remake featuring fresh dialogue, cutscenes, graphics, and gameplay on that one as well.
Never played any of them, but I heard they were good.
3 is really good. The opening sequence of 3 and everything that starts 3 is good. Apparently, where it actually started to show signs of fatigue was when they opened it up. Mm-hmm. Like when you get to the point where it's like, here's the world. That's when it sort of, for me, I think, because I did play some of it, that's where it sort of fell off track. Because suddenly it was, here's all this stuff, but man, you were hooked on that story.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hooked on what that's supposed to be doing, but you can't get right back into it. It's like, okay, go do this.
It's a basic revenge story, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I'd have to go back. It's been years since I played it. I just remember feeling that when it opened up, I completely had lost interest because it was making me go do things that I wanted to get back to the story, and then like where it was making me go do. Again, I trying to remember.
Yeah, some titles do that. They want the main story, then you got all these side missions that keep you distracted from the main thing.
And I think that was one of its critiques. One of its criticisms was that okay, in side missions, you don't have to shove all the stuff in our face and make us do this thing. You know?
Yeah, the only thing that does it is for when you have if you have to level up, I guess, like in a Fallout or
I'm not a fan of that either.
Assassin's Creed.
Mafia 2, like Fubo says, Mafia 2, that was the one I enjoyed. Mm-hmm. That one hit the sweet spot of the the romanticism of the Mafia type stuff that I had in my head.
Okay.
Mafia 3 set in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, I think.
70s New Orleans.
Whereas, Mafia 2 was set in like 50s or 40s and 50s and stuff like that.
Yeah, what was one in Chicago and one was New York? Or I think one was in Chicago. Was it 2?
Yeah, I think 2 was in Chicago.
2 was in Chicago.
Yeah, I think so. It may have been New York. Yeah. I don't remember. Still, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Mafia 2. I never played Mafia 1, so don't know. Pac-Man turned 40. That's awesome. You can now play level or what am I trying to say? Player created levels on Twitch.
Oh, they did like Mario Maker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you can play that on Twitch. People can make their own levels on Twitch, and then you can play those levels for Pac-Man. I spent some time in Pac-Man Championship Edition. I spent some time in another game called Pac-Man 256 on the iPad. For whatever reason, man, I am drawn oddly to Pac-Man titles. I played the Namco. Yeah, Pac-Man's on sale right now, and I think through the end of the month, Pac-Man is a lot of the Pac-Man titles on Steam are on sale right now.
Yeah, it's that score thing.
I think it is. It's also the different variations that they decided to come up with to try and keep blood flowing into the concept, which really only ever works with Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and then Pac-Man Championship Edition. The everything in between, and I'll give them credit for Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures or whatever it was when they platformed it.
Yeah,
that's fine. They weren't taking the formula of what Pac-Man was and changing it into something else. They were turning Pac-Man into a platformer, and that is perfectly okay.
I still remember Pac-Mania. Remember that one, the isometric one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Couldn't
see all the maze. You just had to go around and guess.
Not a fan of that one. But there's something called It's the Pac-Man Namco Museum type thing. It's on sale, but it'll get you Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man. It'll get you Pac-Attack, Pac-Mania, Pac-Land, a bunch of Pac stuff.
I don't think I played Super Pac-Man that much. That was one with the locked cages, right? You had to be Super Pac to break through them. Yeah.
You didn't have to. You just eat up all the keys, and it would open the doors.
Okay. Or be super and just break them.
Or if you're super, you just go right through them.
Yeah.
I didn't like Super Pac-Man too much.
I played it too much.
I feel like I should because it's like, ooh, superhero. The one they don't have and the one that you won't see on a lot of machines is Baby Pac.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Pac-Man was a hybrid of arcade pinball.
Yeah, that's right.
And there is a machine of Baby Pac-Man inside a bar in Seattle called Shorty's, which is the front half is a bar with some arcade titles in there. The back half, in the entire back half, is nothing but pinball machines. So you go to the front, order your beer or drink, whatever you're going to have. Go to the back, play your pinball. They got cup holders on the tables.
Buzzed pinball.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fantastic. You order your food, and you go play some pinball until it comes. It's just great. So, yeah, congratulations on Pac-Man. What else do we have? Animal Crossing has been doing great. Yep. Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit, Become Human. They're all coming to Steam fairly soon, I believe. BlizzCon is canceled. They'll do some virtual stuff to kind of make up for that, but BlizzCon is canceled. This article from Kotaku says, trying to buy a Switch right now is just ridiculous. You would be right. A lot of people that I've talked to who I've said, my Switch is broke and I'm waiting for Nintendo to open up their repair shop so that I can send it in and get it fixed and stuff, have said, well, you'd probably be better off just getting a new Switch. And I was like, have you tried to buy a Switch lately? You cannot do it. Matt has been trying to buy a Switch lately, and I got tired of throwing things at him because every time I would get a notification that the Switch is available, I'd throw it to Matt, and by the time he would see it and look at it, it'd already be sold out. Even if he could catch it by the time I sent it to him, just the act of going through the motions of doing the share function, finding out the going through to pick the Hangouts thing and then hit it and send it was too long before it would get sold out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This guy here was looking through Amazon, and they're there, but they're being sold by third parties. So a Nintendo Switch, just regular, looks like there's $487 on that price, and it goes up from there. The Animal Crossing version at $739. So yeah.
Yep.
Not only that, when new stock trickles into retailers like Best Buy at its normal price, it's gone within seconds. It seems that a bot created by a 16-year-old kid is partially to blame, according to the Washington Post. Amazon has tried to curtail scalpers by removing gouged switches from its platform. But like cockroaches emerging from under nuclear fallout, the higher-priced consoles simply reappear under slightly different names to avoid purges by Amazon. Look, everything will be back to normal for them soon. You'll be able to get a Switch. I understand you can't get one now. I understand Animal Crossing is out there and you want to get one now. Trust me, so do I. But it just ain't going to happen. So I'll again try to turn on my Switch when I get to the house. It's going to need to be charged, but I'll turn it on again, see if it's going to work. I've let it sit dead now for a few weeks. And I'll see if it can work for me again. So, where are we at now? I don't care about that. Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Collection will be free to keep on the Epic Game Store at launch. Yeah. And then we've got the Games with Gold and the PS Plus stuff that's coming up, and I'll talk about those in a minute. Speaking of free, by the way, Epic Game Store, Borderlands The Handsome Collection is completely free on the Epic Game Store right now, and will be for the remainder of the week up until Thursday when they'll add something else. And I think that's when the Samurai Showdown stuff will pop up on Epic's Game Store. They've been rolling with it, man. They started with GTA 5, then they got Civilization 6, and now they've got the Borderlands collection up there as well. They've been doing really good with getting that stuff out there and getting it for free. So I've been picking it up. We're going to take a break. Again, I'm sorry this segment was so short, but we were just way over time. So, yeah, Duke, it was good. He missed Civ 6, yeah. GTA 5, it's only there for a week. It's from Thursday to Thursday. It goes live Thursday, and then a new one hits the following Thursday. So you've got to get it between that time when it's up there. So we'll be back with more in-game chats. Another game that I played recently, a beautiful game, a fantastic game in the music, in the presentation, in the gameplay, in the puzzles, and everything else. It's an iPad game or an iOS or mobile game, is Monument Valley and Monument Valley 2. Beautiful. They're chill, man. They're really chill type games. You want to just kind of relax. These are not things that that time you on something or that really gets you on it. You don't die. It's not something that gets you frustrated. It's just you trying to solve a puzzle, as you go through it. And they don't necessarily make the puzzles hard. There are some that are, I would almost say, annoyingly easy. And then there are some that have a little bit of a challenge to them, but not so much that it makes you frustrated. It's always, the solution is always there where you can see where the solution is and you find it, and it's enough that it triggers that response of accomplishment, and not necessarily an easy accomplishment, but also not anything that struggled so much that it frustrated you type of thing. They really did a fantastic job in the development of those games. But it's Monument Valley. This is from the first game. It's called Amateur Cartography. We'll be back with more in-game chat after this. It's real chill. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Should have known it was going to do this. Obviously, if I put in music from Monument Valley and Monument Valley 2, it'll play Monument Valley first, and then it'll also play 2 back right after it because of the way they are. So, yeah, this is from Monument Valley 2. It's called Child. Again, really good games. I have not beat 2 yet. I've gotten halfway. Well, I say I'm halfway through. I don't know how long it is, but I feel like I've gotten halfway through it. So, story-wise, it feels halfway. And I would tell you why that is, but I'm not. You just have to play it to find out.
Tease.
Well, it's part of the story. It's part of the it's part of playing it that you would find out why that is. So, all right, what do we got coming out on our games with gold and our PS Plus? I think PS Plus is Battlefront 2, and also, what's the other one? Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. That was discounts. I don't want that. Yeah, I hit the wrong thing. Yep, I don't have that one. What is it for this one? This week is Call of Duty, I believe. Do you have it?
I think it was Call of Duty World War II something or other. I think that was free on PS Plus.
Yeah. Find out what the PS Plus games, because I thought I had it, but I had it wrong.
I got you.
I was doing the PS.
Let's see.
I know it's Call of Duty World War II.
Let's see, Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2, yeah. Okay.
They'll be free starting June 2nd.
Yep. Those are if you have PS Plus. For Xbox games with gold, Destroy All Humans. Sinmora?
Spell it.
Sinemora. Sinmora. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is another one, and then Coffee Talk is the other one.
Oh, speaking of which, I didn't realize there was a new Shantae game came out. Shantae and the Seven Sirens. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Batman Brian's saying that Civ 6 is free on GOG.com right now. That's a pretty big deal.
They do free games often? I haven't been there.
No. Not that I'm aware of.
GOG doesn't do free games at all?
Maybe now and again. They're not, they're not normally one that gets the free game, highlight type thing. I'm going over to check. I think, though, that it's only on GOG, though. You can't, you'd have to play it on GOG. You wouldn't be able to play it on Steam. But then again, same thing with the Epic Games version. You would have to play it on the Epic Games Store, not on Steam.
Yeah.
So, just to let you know. And so those are your free games you're going to get this month. What else do we have? It was said that starting in July, all PS4 games will be required to be able to run on PlayStation 5. So it says that's what apparently devs are saying that Sony has told them. And what else? All right, so this coming Thursday is the PlayStation 5 showcase thing. I don't think this is their E3 thing, but maybe it is. I don't know. We're in such a weird time right now to know that normally we would be moving into that area where, okay, E3 is coming, but, oh, hello, we have light now.
Better late than never.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like my laptop. Jim Ryan of Sony promised that the showcase will include games and will run a bit more than an hour. That's why I'm excited to share that we will soon give you a first look at the games that you'll be playing after PlayStation 5 launches this holiday. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a console reveal. It doesn't look like we're going to get price point, release date, anything like that. They're just going to show off games that will be on the PlayStation 5. Yeah. The games coming to PS5 represent the best in the industry from innovative studios that span the globe. I'm reading the press release, if you can't tell. Studios, both larger and smaller, those newer and those more established, all have been hard at work developing games that will showcase the potential of the hardware. While we've seen the Xbox Series X and got to watch a showcase of Series X third-party games, we've still only seen the PS5's controller and not seen any games. Sony first began sharing details in April of 19. Earlier this month, Epic Games, according to a report in Bloomberg, Sony still expects to launch the PS5 during the holiday season, but expects to make fewer units than it did for the PS4's launch due to price. What we don't know is what Sony internal studios have on tap for PS5's launch, so we'll probably get some of those. But yeah, so it's going to be this Thursday. We're going to get some gameplay. We're not, again, let me stress, we're not, this is, again, I don't think this is their E3 type of thing. This is their, like, here's some games that are going to be released for it.
Yeah.
But this is not the point at which they're going to show you the console, give you a price, and give you a date of release. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see these games and see what Sony's got up their sleeve for it.
Yeah.
I would say to see how they look, but I'm not concerned necessarily anymore on how a next gen type game looks. You know what I'm saying?
We expect games to look good at this point in time. I do.
Yeah, whenever they come whenever they come and say, we're going to show off games for this new system.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's fantastic. But you're not going to wow me with any kind of generational leap. That leap has been done. Now, you can wow me with generational tech in a sense of no more load screens, or this whole area is open to you without ever having to load anything. You just go, in there, and you don't have to worry about it. When they were showing off some of the Spider-Man tech for what they were going to be doing on a solid-state drive, and how the way that you would fast travel in the Spider-Man game was, Spidey would ride the subway, to go from one end of the map to the other, and the way that the game, you would trigger that, but the game would skip the animation of showing Spidey being on the thing and just zoom right across the city. I mean, you would move just lightning fast across the city to your destination point, and boom, there you'd be. Because it wasn't doing any kind of loading. It was just that fast. So you can impress me that way. You can impress me with technical things like that. Like, hey, there's no load screens in between this. Here's how we've worked with the menu, or here's the layout of the console as far as like the system of the menu system or the dashboard stuff. You can wow me with some user interface. You can wow me with some leaps in not necessarily how games are delivered, but maybe how fast games are delivered.
Boost the efficiency.
Just things like that. You can really surprise me on that.
Help your game faster than normal.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to show me a game from this thing, and I'm going to have my jaw on the floor because of how it looks.
Yeah, like I said, we expect it to look good.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen at this point anymore. It was an amazing thing to see when we went from the Xbox to the 360, because they were moving into the era of HD gaming, and you could see a difference. And then they were showing you, like, look, we can put hundreds and hundreds of enemies on the screen at the same time, and all this stuff. I was like, oh, yeah, technically that's really cool. And they did make some leaps generationally, I guess, with the way games looked when they were doing that for 360 and PS3. But I don't expect anything now, which is good, because if I don't expect it and they're able to do it, even better.
Yeah.
Even better surprise.
Well, they say it's showing off games. Like I've said before, I mean, you can give me all the bells and whistles of your system that you want. What's your library look like? That's what's gonna show you if it's worth.
And that's the thing. We haven't gotten much of an idea of a library for Sony.
Yeah.
For the PS5. We haven't gotten hardly anything. Now Microsoft, said, look, all of these games are going to be, here's your launch title or titles that you'll be able to play on the Xbox Series X. Hellblade 2, and a couple of other things that they've talked about, and also games that are going to get upgrades by playing on a Series X, Cyberpunk, stuff like that. That's kind of releasing around just before the console launches. But up until now, Sony, I don't think has said a thing about what they're going to be doing with PlayStation 5. Duke, I would say Spider-Man, but I don't think that's happening. Uncharted is probably not happening, since Naughty Dog has been working on Last of Us 2, day in and day out on this thing. And a new Bloodborne, I would love to say so, but I don't even think that's, I don't know. They haven't hinted, what is that, Platinum?
Platinum Games.
Yeah.
No,
is that Platinum or is
From Software?
That's From.
From Software.
Yeah. From has not, that I know of, sort of hinted at that. I think what was their last one that they gave away, or not gave away, but they said that they were doing? That was Sekiro, wasn't it?
Sekiro.
Yeah.
That was the only one that's the last one up. That's the last one I heard that came out.
So they might tease something, but I don't think we'll get that at launch. I think that's too soon for maybe a sequel. Maybe a sequel, since the assets are already there. But I don't know. I say at launch because that's exactly how that's how it read. And let me go back and read it again just to see. That's how it read to me. Well, it says we'll soon give you a first look at the games you'll be playing after the PlayStation 5 launches this holiday. So that could be anything, honestly. That they're not talking launch titles. I'm sure that they'll get release dates where it's like you can play this at launch, and then they'll get release dates that say coming 2021.
Yeah.
2022, summer 2021, holiday 2021, stuff like that. And so technically, yeah, we might get something out of them on that. Out of the Bloodborne team. I don't know that we'll get they may tease an Uncharted. They might. they probably haven't done hardly any work on one, but they could still tease one.
Yeah.
You know, just a couple of dialogue lines from Nate or Sully, and just kind of.
I'm about to say, didn't it end on a good end on a?
It seemed to end on a finality. You know,
it seemed to be final. That last part.
It did. It was like, look, they're done with 4. It doesn't seem like they're going to go any further than 4, and they're going to leave it at that. Although they did do Lost Legacy after that, you know, which was still able to kind of. I'm still set in that Uncharted verse.
Yeah. And
did well there, so they could.
Last Lost Legacy was within the 4's scheme, landscape. Right?
I would love, I would love another God of War, since I just finished that, and it's been. I recently finished that, so I would love a Horizon 2 announcement. You know, and that's Guerrilla, so we'll see. We shall see what they've got. I think we will get some teases, but I also think we're going to get some, like, here's a game that's going to be out this holiday. You can play this holiday, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think of, like, Sony's flags. Like, if this was Microsoft, I'm guaranteeing you Forza, right?
Yeah.
It's almost always what they've got. Oh, Forza game. There's cars.
What's Forza, Gears of War, or something else? Or?
Yeah, you know, but I can't put a finger on PlayStation 5 or Sony that is like a strictly Sony thing, you know, that is their go-to. Used to be Gran Turismo, but that's not a. I mean, it's
fallen off.
I know.
I think Sport was Gran Turismo Sport was the last one. I didn't hear too much about it.
We'll see. I'm curious. Like, normally I could predict something like this, but I really have no idea. You know, they've got
other than God of War.
That's Sony. I think that's Sony Santa Monica. And if they did anything, I think it would just be a tease. I don't think they'd be ready to jump right into a God of War again. I think it'd be a tease for something coming out next year or the year after, or just something that says, you know, coming soon at the end of. I mean, the briefest of teasers for that. Because I just can't figure what they've got, unless they make some announcement where, guess what? They can't promote any kind of Last of Us 2 being upgraded for the PlayStation 5, unless they say that you get a free upgrade with it. Otherwise, they're going to hurt sales of Last of Us 2 coming out in just a few weeks. But I feel like they've got to have that Naughty Dog connection, you know? They probably wanted Last of Us 2 to hit the PlayStation 5, but it didn't fall. As far as development time and everything else, it was just not going to make the cut. But they probably want something like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's on the, let's see what I've got. It's at 4 o'clock Eastern this Thursday. I'm seeing if they have any sort. I'm trying to see if they have any sort of speculation as to what we'd be getting. Oh, well, we know some third-party games that are slated for PS5, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Fortnite, and Destiny 2. These are not the games that I'm talking about. I'm talking about original IPs from their home studios. You know what I'm saying? Not from the third parties, which I know that they've got, but I'm curious as to what they've got here. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see what they have. So, all right. Anything else? I know I breezed through stuff. I know we spent a lot of... Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog is getting a sequel. I still haven't seen the first one yet.
Yeah, me neither. Bought the thing, but I haven't watched it yet.
Did you buy the Steelbook?
Yeah, I got the Steelbook. And it wasn't damaged when it came in, so
see, this is what this pandemic is. It's really killed my Steelbook purchasing opportunity. Because right now I have to have it shipped to the store or shipped to the house, and I don't trust either of those shipping methods without it getting damaged. I'm scared of it. Best Buy has never been good to me as far as sending me something like a Steelbook that is mint,
dinged
that
up,
is not damaged.
Yeah.
So I don't trust that. And right now I can't. That's the only way I can put in orders. Because if I go to their website, a lot of that stuff is not in stock. You have to order it, and then it ships to the store. And I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just waiting for them to open back up again to where I can put stuff in my cart through the website and then go pick it up, or hopefully they get, supply in or something like that. There's a lot. I've missed out on a whole lot of steelbooks because of that. So yeah. And of course, yeah, exactly. The other thing is that the films aren't getting released because we're done. The movies aren't getting released on home video because or DVD or Blu-ray, whatever I'm trying to say. It's because they're never making theater appearances. So it's perfect time to stock up on steelbooks because they're not releasing any new ones. They actually are. They're going back and doing 4K masters of I think this week is a 4K of Top Gun and Jaws. I think at 4K releases. The steelbook for Jaws is boring. Top Gun I don't think is that great either for their release. So we got another 5 minutes. What am I going to be playing? I've got some Destiny stuff to catch up on, so I'll do that. But I still want to get back into Tomb Raider and finish that off. The Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think, is the one that I'm playing. I kind of want to get back into that and finish that one and get that done. Yeah.
I'll be playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 online. Had some money-making opportunities, so I'm going to be going back on that. Also, I've been playing the Phantasy Star Online 2. I finally got through the mess that was going through the Microsoft Store, so I finally got through that by some miracle. So I'll be able to play some games with some friends of mine online with that on PC. Still trying to make some adjustments playing PC as well, because still little things here and there that I'm not used to doing, and especially with the game that's been out as long as it has, all the stuff that I have to learn on the fly, it's going to be a challenge going through that. But being able to play with some friends of mine will make it all better.
Very cool. Well, we got about 3 minutes left, and the song that we're going to go out on is about 3 minutes long, so it's not that great. Again, I should have looked through this, but I was busy watching that launch, man. That launch was just, that had me gripped. Even when it was like 2 hours out, it was still, I was transfixed. Of watching it, mainly to see if it was going to happen because of the weather situation. And then the closer we got to it without it, was getting nervous that it could still get canceled. The last time they tried to launch, it was 17 minutes before launch that they shut it down. So I was like, okay, we're past the 17-minute point, but now we're past the 10-minute point. 5 minutes, 3, and then it got down, and then the countdown. It was just, oh God, it's great. It's great to see. All right, so I'm going to leave you here with music from Maneater. Which is the shark game that we've been talking about.
Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah. This is called Scaly Pete versus Mother Shark. I have no idea what that means, other than exactly what it says. But I have no idea what context that means.
Sounds like that part in Jaws.
It's Scaly Pete versus Mother Shark. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. We do very, very much. You can get our show from iTunes. You can also get our show, I don't know, any other ways you pick up podcasts, man. Go to YouTube. We're on there as well. Go to ingamechat.net. Join us on Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel that we're broadcasting on now. Steam. There's a Steam group there. We're on Discord. It's all over the place. RJ, thanks for coming in. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your week, and we will see you next Saturday. Fubil says this is the opening of the game. So, anyway, see you.